Africa, Africa, Africa. We in this generation are saying African unity now and forever. We are fully prepared to unite Africa and return the continent and its people back to their rightful position among the community of mankind. And we are not apologetic in saying so. We are confident of what you are saying because building Africa does not offend anyone. Building Africa does not stop anybody from evolving according to the best of their ability. Building Africa is a glorious mandate that we have to carry out. It will benefit Africa and benefit the world because it has to solve a lot of problems. Africa in its situation is actually the cause of wars and everything that is going on in the world. Not because we are the ones fighting the war or oppressing anyone, but because the African condition gives some nations the economic leverage to eat excessively and have the reserve to fight wars and kill people all over the world in their search to maintain their supremacy in a world they did not create, nor were they there when it was made. So the African situation, whereby we are subjected to poverty to enrich others, is why these people are having those resources. So a federal government of Africa will help us put our power together to make sure that we stop it from happening. From there, it will help all nations of the world. Everybody will go and live according to their means and according to their resources. That is the beginning of peace and harmony, of the peace and stability of the world, without which the world will never sleep. To achieve this very mandate, we've been given a mission statement, which is a divine prescription to get it done. And it reads, unite and transform Africa into world prominence, using the collective energy and resources of the people, without depending on the sitting government. Here, I want to speak about the financial aspects of that mission statement, which is economic resources. Finance is part of economy, as you know. If you look around Africa, everything we are doing as a people is placed to be under sponsorship. In other words, when you are being sponsored, you are living under the mercy of the one who sponsors you. Because anybody who sponsors you controls what you do. You become his own slave. And you cannot do anything because he will not give you money for anything that does not serve his interest. African Union is sponsored from outside. The ECOWAS is sponsored from outside. We in Africa here, we cannot have a non-governmental organization that speaks our voice. We have to wait for sponsorship. And the sponsorship has to go according to the needs of those who sponsor it. And most of them are people from outside. Our political parties are sponsored from outside. And I'm speaking here particularly about the sponsorship of political leadership. Because the political leadership is the source through which people are sent to national powers, which enables them to control the government and the resources of all nations of the world, more especially in Africa. So, the sponsorship of political party means that anybody going into power has to be sponsored. And when you are sponsored, it means that when you go to power, you have to pay them back. Nobody gives you money for free because nobody gets money for free. Let us accept that very fact. So if somebody uses, let's say, 20 million CD, Ghana CD, to sponsor himself into election, you have created a corruption of 100 million. Because the people who sponsors you with 20 million are sponsoring you for benefit. They don't give you money free. And if somebody uses 20 million CD to go for election, in the next election, his opponent will see that this man used 20 million CD. He will like to use 25 million or 30 million CD. And if he uses 30 million CD to go to power, it means that that very regime has created a corruption of 150 million or 300 million. This is why we keep on crying. Presidents are corrupt. Africans are corrupt. This one is corrupt. This one is corrupt. We cannot run a clean government under the system because the system that is introduced by the white people dictates competence. It dictates competition, not competence. Everything is thrown into competition. Whether you are qualified or you are not qualified, as much as you are able to get money, the means to compete, you are okay. Our people run away from Africa if they cannot do the right thing. They go and liaise themselves with European or American business people to sponsor them. When they sponsor you, they control you. doesn't matter how eloquent the politicians may be, they are all corrupt. It does not mean them themselves want to be corrupt. The situation dictates that very corruption. Because to be a president, you have to go into election. To go election, demand you go into campaign. Campaign also has the corrupted into corruption. People are taking money because the leaders, when they go there, they want their own pocket. So those people who are influential in the lower level of the society are also demanding money for them to be able to ginger their people to vote for a certain candidate or not. So each time you vote for a leader, you are voting a new corruption. This is the reason we're complaining. We are complaining, but it's not only about the African president. It's about the condition. The system of leadership that is introduced in place and is causing all those things. It's everywhere in the world. Everything we do have to go into sponsorship. This is why we are told to build a new Africa without depending on the sponsorship of anyone. That is the only way we can get Africa under our control. That is why we say we are going to generate money through levies. The People's Movement for African Unity is the new authority that is going to control Africa by creating the federal government of Africa. In order to do that, we have to go and generate funds to do that. Not to go and wait for somebody to say sponsor me or help me or donate money. We don't allow donation. It does not matter that if somebody makes a donation to help out of his free will, we are going to reject it. We cannot reject it. But we don't rely on it. We don't want sponsorship of any type because nobody will give you money free of charge. People use money to influence you. That is what we are told. Go and use the power of the people. Everybody have to pay levy. If you don't want to pay levy, we'll punish you or you leave the continent. Especially if you're not a black man, you're living here. You don't pay away levy. You should be prepared to go. If you're a black man also, you don't want to pay the levy. We will deal with you in a way that is appropriate for you. So that is the reality of our time. Get what I'm saying in place. All our leaders are hooked up through sponsorship. There is no political party that is clean in Africa. It doesn't matter how eloquent they talk or how barbaric. Like some people they have bomb in their mouth. They are very sweet. They talk. They are all the same. As long as you are coming to work under the current system, you will be swallowed by the power of the current system. There's no way you can escape it. That is why we are told to go and build a new Africa. A new Africa means to introduce a new system that is not corrupt like the present one. Don't allow anybody to deceive you that is going to be a good president tomorrow. It doesn't matter the political party. It's only when they are not there, they complain too much. When they come there, they change. They don't care about you because they bought it with money. Even you in your business, when you buy something for 100 rand in South Africa, you want to sell it for as much benefit as you can. So they buy political power with money. So they are there for money. It doesn't matter whether in South Africa you say ANC or GDA or EFF that are having a bomb in their mouth and talking all sorts of nonsense. They are all the same. You come to Ghana, even in Nigeria, it's the same. Everybody you vote is already a corrupt president in advance. That is why things cannot work. You cannot tackle corruption when you yourself are not corrupt. Your ministers, the people who vote you into power, they saw you as a leader, you have messengers. They saw everything you are doing. Your ministers are seeing you. They know how you manage to get to power. You are maneuvering. So you cannot be clean. That is why leaders, when they are there, they cannot attack corruption because their corrupt ministers and CEO are part of it. They know what brought the leader to power. You can't come and attack me when I'm doing the same thing you are doing. You won't have the power to fight corruption when you're the corrupt leader. You can't do that because your entourage will fight you and you don't want to lose power. That is the problem. We have to understand the reality of what is going on in Africa. In order to help us understand why we are told to build a new Africa using such a method, it is a divine prescription because the spiritual world knows what is going on in the physical world. That's why they give us that very prescription. Go and build Africa using this very method. And once we use that very method, we are going to be successful. Nothing will stop it. So the future of Africa, the great future of Africa is already prepared. It just needs the involvement of our people. So there is money for Africa. It's not money that is not there. Money is there. The only thing we are waiting for is divine idea. The idea is here completed. But it's not something we can speak through the social media. You cannot carry out the federation through the social media. Social media is about a place of publicity to communicate to people. So that is what we are speaking about. We are calling our people to please stand up. Get involved, especially the media, the mainstream media in all nations. Go to our website, see the messages that are there, contact the organization. If you need to interview us, we can answer one or two of your questions to help the media publicize this very matter to our people so they can stand up and get involved. I'm calling the intellectuals, the elders of the society, everybody is involved. Stand up, and thank you very much.